with the gun like out, and they're like pointing it at us, and we're high as fuck, like, oh my gosh, what did we do? Like, what is wrong? How did they call us? And my mom being like, whoa, my kid is 16 in handcuffs right now on the floor. Hey y'all, what is up? Today we're going to be talking about all of the experiences I have had with cops, with the police. I have actually been to jail, which is probably shocking to you guys. So I'm gonna go into all that stuff. I used to get in trouble so freaking much. I was such a rebellious little teen. And even, I mean, the time I went to jail, I was 21, so I'm 22 now, so not that long ago. But before we get into the story, I want to let you guys know my OnlyFans is $10. It's completely rebranded, so if that's something you're into, you want to see more, go over there. It will be linked in the description and also a pinned comment. I hope to see you over there. I guess we can start from like the first one. I remember I actually talked about this a little bit in my how I lost my virginity video, so if you haven't seen that, go watch that. But I am from a tiny town in buttfuck nowhere, Oklahoma, Claremore, Oklahoma to be exact. I went to high school there, grew up there, moved when I was like 19. I lived there my entire freaking life. The population is like 18,000 people. Tiny, tiny, tiny town. Okay, so with that being said, when you're a teenager, you get in trouble for everything. Either that or I was just like a really bad kid, but I don't think I was doing anything that crazy. So the first time I got in trouble with the cops that I can remember, I was probably like 15, 16, and I was hanging out with my friend Chloe at the time, and we were like at McDonald's, and then for some reason I had met with the boyfriend that I was with at the time. He like lived really close to the McDonald's. Again, tiny, tiny town. So we would walk everywhere. So he walked to the McDonald's, met me at the McDonald's, and then hung out and stuff. And I was gonna walk with him back to his place and have my mom pick me up there, or I think me and my friend were with another friend and he was gonna like take us, but for some reason we wanted to walk my boyfriend back to his house. So it was me, Chloe, and then my ex-boyfriend. I hope she doesn't mind me saying her name. I don't even know if you'll be able to like figure out who that is unless you like know me. So not meaning to like expose you, girl. I'm just, okay, trying to tell the story. So yeah, we were walking, and then here we go. We were just in trouble for being out past curfew because we were young, and a cop pulls up behind, and they're like, they get out and whatever. They're like, you guys shouldn't be out. You shouldn't be whatever. I don't remember if, actually, yeah, she did get in trouble with us. She was walking with us for some reason. When we could have just drove and then not gotten in trouble because we had another friend with us that was driving. I don't know what happened, but I think me and Chloe were gonna like spend the night at my house, but for some reason we were walking him back. I don't really know. But yeah, we got in trouble. I remember that incident caused Chloe's mom to like not want her to like hang out with me anymore, and me and Chloe were like best friends, and I was heartbroken over that. We hung out anyways still. We were friends for a long time after that, but yeah, that was the first time, and I don't think anything really happened. I got community service. I talked about this in the virginity video. We got community service, but it was nothing crazy. I think it was like 10 hours. I have gotten up to 40 hours of community service, so we'll get there though. We'll get there. That's in this video, guys. Yeah, so nothing crazy happened. Got 10 hours of community service, and I had to like go to like our rec center and like dig stuff. I don't even know what we were doing. I don't know what the point of the community service was. I didn't learn my lesson, obviously. So, okay, let's move on. That one was kind of boring. What is the next one? I think the next one, I believe, is like the time I really got in trouble. I didn't go to jail, but I got handcuffed for this one. So I was out with a bunch of friends. I used to party. There was this one girl, I'm not gonna say her name. Let's just not say people's names, okay? But there's this one girl that basically she was like the party house. And she was like one of my closest friends, and me and all my friends would go over there, and that's like where we met up. That was like the trap house. That was the party house. We would buy weed from her. We would drink over there. Like, it was like, she didn't really have parents. Her parents didn't care. Like, yeah, it was a complicated situation. But that was where literally everybody hung out. And that's where I met all of, like, my friends. And, like, I talked to guys that I met from there. And we all just had in common going to this girl's house. I love her still. If you're watching this and you, like, know me from high school, you know what house I'm talking about. But yeah, we would go over there. So I went with the girl from the first story. I went with another friend, and then Chloe's like boyfriend at the time. I don't even know. And then another random guy that was like with us. So our guy friend was driving. Let's call him Dan. Okay. Dan was driving. I was in the passenger seat. We had a beer in the car, but we weren't drinking it. We were not drinking and driving. We just had it. Like, none of us were really even drinking. We just like thought it was cool to like have it, I think. So we leave the party. Well, we get to the party and then we decide to leave. We decide to disperse. I think we decide that we're gonna go get weed somewhere else because maybe she didn't have it. Because I remember we got in trouble and we had weed on us. So that's where we were like going, I think. So we leave the party, we go buy weed from someone. We smoke in the car around the lake. Oh my gosh, this is just my childhood. I didn't stop after this. We smoked around the lake, had a good time, laughing. We switched out the people that we were with. Oh my gosh, I missed a giant part of this story. Okay, let's backtrack. Okay, we left the party. We go to Reese's, actually. It's a grocery store in my town. We go to Reese's, and the people with us, the two boys with us, not the driver, not Dan, he was my friend, and Chloe's my friend. So not Dan and not Chloe, but the two other guys we were with go in Reese's, and they steal a case of beer. They just walk out with it. We were underage, so they just walk out with it. I remember we were all kind of like, yeah, why not? Like, okay, like, whatever you want to do. Like, we didn't understand the fact that, like, if they were caught, we were caught too. We didn't, like, we were young. In this story, I was like 16, 17 maybe. So we just didn't comprehend. We just didn't get it. It was just like, oh yeah, do your thing. We're just gonna leave. We're just gonna, like, whatever. And we didn't also realize that we were in a tiny town and that the cops have nothing better to do, you know? So they steal the beer. They get into, that's why we had beer in the car, actually, because we were like, if you're gonna steal it and you're gonna drive with us, give us some. So we took one. Dan drank like a sip. I'm not even kidding. And it was like Bud Light, like it was nothing. So we took them back to the party. I think that's why we left the party, to go with them to get beer. And then they were like, oh, we're actually like stealing it or something. I don't really know what happened. I've been charged for this. We got in trouble for this. So if you're trying to, cops, you can't do nothing. It's already closed, okay? But okay, we go back, we drop them off at the house. we're like, okay, we don't have the beer anymore, so we're gonna go. We're tired of this party. We're over it. We just want to be with each other, because the party always has so many people there. The trap house that we were talking about earlier always has so many people there, so we were kind of just like, okay, we're gonna leave. So we go, and somehow we end up, we're back, we end up going to get weed. So we go, we smoke at the lake, we do the fun, wholesome things you do when you're 16 in a tiny town, and sit in the car, hotbox the car around the lake, and pick up a new person. So it was Dan, Chloe, I, and we picked up another person that like sold us the weed, and he like stayed with us. And I don't know what we were doing, but we were at the lake, we were smoking, we were high as fuck. And I don't remember whose phone it was, but I think it was Chloe's phone. And she answers it, or she gets like a voicemail. They're like, on the voicemail, it's like, this is Claremore Police Department, Sheriff, blah, 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 looking for Chloe, Dan, Michaela, blah, 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 like whoever. And we were like, oh my gosh. And we were like stunned. And then I got a call and I didn't answer it. And I listened to the voicemail and it said the exact same thing. Like, you guys need to call us back. Like, we're trying to find you, like stuff like that. And then I'm like, oh my God. And then Dan gets a call. We're like, guys, we are fucked. First of all, how did they call us? How did the police department call us? Like, I don't understand, but yeah. So, but yeah, so we freaked the fuck out. We were like, okay, Dan, please drive us home. For some reason, we drive on the main freaking street, and then a cop gets behind us and they pull us over, obviously, because I think the store just had cameras, or there was someone that like told them it was us. I think my friend told them it was us and like ratted us out, actually, because I remember me and Chloe getting in a huge fight about that, because he like turned us in and I was still friends with him for some reason, because I had known him forever and just like forgave him, whatever. I was just like, he's like a big brother to me, he's trying to keep me safe, like whatever, which I'm not friends with him anymore. But yeah, they pull us over. I remember them having their guns drawn. We're teenagers, bro. Like, what are we gonna do? So they had their guns drawn and they were like, put your hands up, we're gonna come to the car, like whatever, over their speaker thing with the gun like out, and they're like pointing it at us, and we're like, we're high as fuck, like, oh my gosh, what did we do? Like, what is wrong? How did they call us? Like, what is going on? So they come get us, they pull everything out, we get out of the car, they put us in handcuffs, and oh my gosh, we sit on the ground in a circle and we're all just getting arrested, basically. But I remember the cop was like, the beer was on my side because we were freaking out, so Dan didn't want to get a DUI, so he, keep in mind, we did not drink it. Like, he had like one sip of it. Okay, like, it's not good to like have an open beer in the car, whatever. It was Bud Light, we were children. Okay, we shouldn't have had it to begin with. And I'm not like giving myself a pass, but we were kids, you know, like we weren't doing anything crazy. We knew better not to drink and drive. It's not like we were, you know. Anyways, he pulls it out of the glove box, and that's where I was sitting. So he was like, one beer for Michaela, and like put it on the thing, and they were like searching the entire car. And yeah, I remember them calling my mom and me bawling, and my mom being like, whoa, my kid is 16 in handcuffs right now on the floor, like on the main street of this tiny town, and everybody could like see us that were driving by, and it was embarrassing as fuck. The one guy that sold us weed, for some reason he went with us. I don't know why, and he ended up actually going to jail because he was a little bit older than us, and I think he had gotten in trouble before, so they took him to juvie or jail, or I don't remember how old he was at the time. But yeah, so we all ended up getting community service. I don't remember how many hours I got for that one. I'm like sorting through all the times. I think I got like 30 hours of community service for that one. I remember Dan got none, and he was the driver because his parents like got him out of it. And Chloe got less than me. I think she got 10 or something. So I got majority because I was trying to save Dan and not let him get a DUI. And I had the beer. So I got the second most in trouble. I'm glad I didn't go to jail, but I was a kid. But yeah, so there's story number 2. Okay, so the last story I'm gonna tell for this one is not the jail story. I'm gonna save that one because I think it can be longer, and this video is getting quite long. So if you want to hear the time I went to jail, literally spent a night in jail, give this video a thumbs up, okay? And I will do that next. So this last one was just me, and it's the most community service I have ever gotten in my life. I got 40 hours of community service for this. So I was 18 and I was about to move in with my boyfriend at the time, and our apartment was going to be in Tulsa and we lived in Claremore, so it was like a 30-45 minute drive. I was going there to like pick him up in my little Jeep. I miss my little Jeep. And I was going to pick him up and then go like move in. I had all my shit in my car. It was at like 10 in the morning and we were supposed to be there at like 10:30, and I like left really late and I was like in a rush. So I was hella speeding. So whenever you go from Claremore to Tulsa, you have to pass through another town called Owasso. So in Owasso, it's basically a highway, but it's like connecting to a highway, so you don't go as fast as you would on the actual highway, if that makes sense. So yeah, so I was going 85 and a 55, and in my Jeep Patriot. First of all, how is that even? I don't know. I remember it was like shaking and I was just going so fast. I used to be like an adrenaline junkie. Like I liked getting in trouble almost. Like it was like, I didn't like the getting in trouble part, but I enjoyed the things that I did that got me in trouble. But I was going like 30 over. I think I was going 36 over and it was a 55. So what is that? I think that I was going like 90, which is ridiculous. I know. I was 18. I should have known better, but I just didn't care for some reason. I've done a lot of growing since then, okay? Don't judge. But I was just in a rush and I thought I could get away with anything. Like I thought there was no consequences for my actions. I was so impulsive. So the cop pulls me over. I remember, okay, I was going this way and he was going this way, and he like did a quick U-turn and I was like, oh, that's me, like he's getting me. So I pull over like into a church parking lot, and I remember to pull over I had to like on the brakes so quick. Did you hear my knee pop? Am I okay? I pressed the brakes so quickly and slowed down as soon as I like saw his lights, and then quickly like whipped into the church parking lot because I was so like frazzled because I was late and I was getting pulled over, and like all of this was happening at the same time, which was a sign that I shouldn't have moved in with that boyfriend, you know, but you live and you learn. But that was the universe being like, please stop, please go home, keep living with your parents. He pulled me over. He was like, are you trying to kill someone? Are you trying to kill yourself? Like, because I was young, and he was like trying to teach me a lesson, you know. But he didn't give me a ticket. He was like, well, he gave me a ticket, but he was like, call this number and they will have you do community service. Tell them officer whatever said you can do community service instead, which I'm lucky for because it would have been like $500 that I did not have because it was a hefty ticket. And yeah, so he kind of got me out of that one. Thanks, officer, whatever your name was. I don't know, Claire, Owasso PD, thank you. But, yeah, I did the community service, and I remember not even, I'm gonna expose myself, I did not even do the community service. I probably did like 10 hours of it, and then I had to, oh, I also had to do like a safe driving class. Oh my gosh. I don't know, that's how tiny towns are. They're like, we're gonna fix you. Didn't fix me, still got in trouble after that. They tried their best though. But I didn't even do the community service. I remember it was at like a shelter, and I freaking, you could log yourself in on the computer. So I would show up, log myself in, leave for 8 hours, come back, log myself out. And that was my community service. I did like 10 hours there until I figured out that I could just get out of it. That's how I was as a kid. That's how I was as a teenager. I was so impulsive. Just the way I grew up, I wanted to escape everything. So I did drugs, and I snuck out, and I snuck boys in, and all of that. I have so many stories. But yeah, I was such an impulsive teenager. More impulsive than my friends, I think. I don't know. But looking back, I'm like, you're kind of wild, Michaela. Like, oh my gosh, calm down, go to school, just chill out. But I just didn't like anything. I didn't want to go to school. I skipped school. I have so many stories, so if you want them, please comment down below. If you like this video, please give it a like. If you're excited for the story time on when I went to jail, let me know. I'm excited for you to hear it. I'm excited to tell it. Again, follow my OnlyFans, only $10 down there. Subscribe. I was about to thumbs up too. Subscribe to this channel down below. Follow my Instagram because I'm back. I took like a month off. I thought I was gonna quit forever, but no, we're not quitting forever. Go follow the Instagram, and I will see you guys in my next one. Thank you for watching.